Today it is Saturday, August the 2nd, August 12th. August 12th, the year is 2023. I'm back home from Jamaica. I got home last night about 2 o'clock in the morning. It's been a long journey trying to get out of Jamaica. Not sure what happened, but on the day that we went to leave Jamaica, after having a great trip, great food, great entertainment, great fun, traveling, did a lot of excursions, had a great time in Jamaica. Get to the airport that morning. Took a while to check in because they said the computers were going slow. Not sure why. I mean, half the time the workers were standing there idle waiting for the computers to come back to life. It's about 7, 8 o'clock in the morning in Jamaica on Thursday when we were supposed to fly out. Flight was at 9. We get checked in, make it through security check. I bought a big old cup of Starbucks coffee that I inadvertently spilled all over the airport and almost drowned 3 people in that coffee. It was that much coffee. They had to bring in a rescue boat to go across to get to the other side of the coffee to help people get away from all the coffee that flooded the airport. From out of that one cup. A lot of coffee. But that damn coffee spilling all over the place was a sign. And a bad omen. So anyway, we're sitting up there waiting. First they said the flights were diverted. And then so we were Googling diversion. We're like, what the hell are we Googling diversion? Trying to see what's going on. The flight, I walked up there because nobody would go talk to the people at the front. So I went to go talk. Okay, the flights were diverted. Do you know why? They said no. And I came back a few minutes later and asked, then the flights were diverted to Kingston, Jamaica. So I go up and ask again, any particular reason why they diverted the flights to Kingston, Jamaica? He said because there's an infrastructure issue here at the airport in Jamaica, something that's happening here. So I said, okay. And I'm looking outside at the runway. We're at the airport. You can see where planes are supposed to be parked. There are no planes, no people, no nothing. It's just nothing. It's a ghost town out there. I said, I ain't never seen an airport this empty before. So as I'm sitting there, waiting, next thing I know, they said all flights have been canceled in and out of Montego Bay Airport. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. We're like, what? Now you're talking about thousands of travelers, hundreds of people in this airport trying to catch their flights home this Thursday morning. And literally they're telling us that the whole airport is shut down. So, it's like panic ensued. I was in panic at that point. I had eased my way over to Margaritaville and got me a bar of Marley. I was sitting there sipping on my bar of Marley because I knew when they said that flight was diverted, I said, we're going to be here forever. So I was sipping on my bar of Marley. When they said that flight was canceled, I was trying to figure out, can we take these bar of Marleys back to the hotel? Can we take these to go? She said, oh yeah, you can take them to go. Let me give y'all a refill. Oh, good. So it was, I don't even know how to describe this, y'all, but imagine thousands of people suddenly told, you're not going home today. Scrambling to get their luggage, scrambling to get transportation, scrambling to get up out that airport, scrambling to go, it was just chaos. And I had just made up my mind, I would just, call my girlfriend, who was a travel agent, and inform her what was going on and see what she could be doing. Hurry in, because so many people were trying to get to these employees at the airport. It wasn't going to be just too many people. It was a crowd of folks. It was just ridiculous. And I didn't feel like fighting that crowd of people because it just wasn't going to get us nowhere. And they were talking about it was so much chaos and confusion. Every time you talk to somebody, nobody knew nothing. It was just ridiculous. I mean, none of the people who worked at the airport knew what was going on. None of the airline employees. I mean, it got to the point I was back there asking the people, the janitors cleaning mopping the floor, have you heard anything that happened? I think it's a UFO. I said, you think a UFO flew over the island? Something's not right. I've never seen this before. Literally, someone told me that they thought it was a UFO. It was a group of people standing around telling me they thought a UFO had flown over Jamaica and it closed the airport. Now, I've heard a few things in my lifetime. Now, I know I did have that massive coffee spill that might have alerted some aliens to come see where all this flooding was coming from with this delicious chocolate flavored coffee that I had got. Jamaican beans, and it was delicious coffee too. I only got a few sips of it before it was disaster struck. But eventually we were able to make it through these crowds of people, get back to the front of the airport. They literally sent our luggage back down through, you know, when you arrive at the airport, you pick up your luggage, so we had to go there to get our luggage. So, I mean, you're talking about thousands of people. There was so much chaos in that airport. It was just, I just realized we're not going to get no answers here. So, the flights have been canceled for the day. There are no flights in and out. We better go find us someplace to get our lay our ass up on a beach someplace and till they figure this shit out. And then one of the things the airline place kept saying, we've never seen this before, so go back to your hotel or find accommodations and fast. And then one of she said, you better hurry and get your hotel room because I don't know what's going on, but you might not be able to find a room. So the only thing that came to my mind was go back to the hotel from where we had came from, the Ryu. Luckily, there was a man, a taxi cabber, a cab driver or limo driver who had took us on a tour of the island. He took us a couple times off the resort. And I called him. And I said, hey, can you pick us up at the airport? This is something going on. He said, I'm hearing this. He said, but just stay calm, get your luggage, and meet me out front. So it took us a while to get the luggage. But I'm glad I called him early because he took him a while to get to that traffic that was backing up to get into the airport. So by the time we got our luggage and got outside, he was coming around the bend, still stuck in traffic. So we waited a little while before we were able to, he pulled up, we threw our stuff in his car. And then we went and got something to eat at a place called Poppers. We hadn't ate nothing. And just tried to figure out what was the next step. We ended up back at the Ryu. And then folks were quite shocked to see our asses show back up there again. They told us, they said, we heard something was going on at the airport. And I said, yeah, so we're not going to be able to get out of here today. So the staff at the Ryu worked very diligently to find a room for us, luckily because they were fully booked. So they said, you know, we can stick you all back in your room that you all had. It's being cleaned right now. We're going to see you go back and be comfortable. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait. I said, we go right wrong with that room. We take that room right now. So they were able to rebook us back into the resort, into that room. We were the only people able to get a room out of that whole catastrophe. Everybody else that came after us had to go to different hotels where they had rooms available. So they were booked. Luckily, we got lucky. And literally, I walked into that room. I saw the girl was cleaning. She said, y'all back now? And I said, yeah, we back at the airport. She said, I'm listening. She said, my gosh, what's going on? She said, and she told me, she said, I'm going to find out what's going on. I'll be back. Yeah, so good. We got us a Jamaican woman. She's going to find out. You know, Jamaican women, they aggressive. I got a friend at the airport. I'm going to find out. So while she was finding out, I said, let me put my swim trunks on and go on out here and get me a drink. That's what I did, y'all. I put my swim trunks on. The other person I was bitching and complaining. I said, I can't do nothing about that. There's thousands of people stuck here. At least we have a place to stay tonight. Some folks end up having to sleep at that airport all night. I heard the horror stories. Not everyone was able to find a room. The island's small. Some people might not even have really been able to afford another room. I'm not sure. Excuse me, my belch. I gotta take my fiber this morning. But anyway, I went and laid up on the beach. Got me a drink. Went right back to my favorite spot out there. Got in the ocean, swam. And I don't know what we could do about that. There was nothing we could do. When we left that airport, you saw this massive crowd of people coming out of the airport. It was the guy who was driving, he said, "My God, this is what happened with COVID, and they shut down the airport." And so, one more day in Jamaica didn't kill us. There's a lot of confusion. So eventually the lady who left to go find out, she found me on the beach. She said, okay. She asked somebody she knew someone who worked at the airport, a family member, her husband, somebody. Jamaica's got the accent, she's talking fast, but I did understand what she said. They had started a construction project that night. A storm came in. They were not able to complete it. On the runway, they were doing some repairs on the runway, but it's something to do with the runway repairs, extension, concrete being poured, or not able to pour or be cured. Just a bunch of stuff going on. And so the next morning, when they thought they would have had this work completed, it was not completed, and they were still working on it. And so therefore, the airport was not able to open for planes to safely land and depart. So in the meanwhile, while this was going on, I later on found out that the planes that were diverted to Kingston, Jamaica, those people flew into Kingston, sat on their planes for 4 hours. Once they got to Kingston, it took them 4 hours before they can get off the planes and into the airport, and then they had to take a 3.5-hour bus ride from the Kingston airport to Montego Bay to get to the various resorts. I'm glad we didn't have to go through all that nightmare. So, this affected thousands of people. I don't know how many planes flying in and out of Montego Bay Airport. But I do know the next day when we got back to the airport, it was packed. The lines were a mile long. Luckily, I had got my girlfriend, and I paid for us to be rebooked and have seats on that flight out of there. And I'm glad I didn't take that first flight out at 9 a.m. because that one got canceled. Whew, and people were pissed. Some people were told they would not be able to get out of there until Monday or Tuesday because all the flights now being rebooked, and it was just chaos. It was just a massive crowd of people. I knew it was going to be that way. We had to wait in this long line to finally get checked in. We had confirmed seats, unlike a lot of other people who didn't have confirmed seats, or people who tried to catch those earlier flights out, and they couldn't get out of there. Glad we booked ours later on in the afternoon, giving the airport and the airlines the opportunity to correct some of these issues. So the people who booked early in the morning couldn't get out. They were now stranded again. But anyway, finally got on the plane, and that was a journey because our original flight was a direct flight from Montego Bay to Atlanta. This one was not. It ended up taking us from Atlanta to Orlando, where we had a couple hour layover, and then from Orlando to Atlanta. And it was in the Atlanta part, the Orlando to Atlanta part was very short. I mean, it's about an hour. But on a packed plane, all these passengers and people, and we get into Orlando, it's late at night, because we got out of Montego Bay late, for whatever reasons. And then I didn't get home. Needless to say, I didn't get home until 2 o'clock last night, because I had to fly. When we got to Atlanta, I had to catch a shuttle to the domestic side, because I had parked on the international side, and we flew back into the domestic side, catch a shuttle. Then I had to catch another shuttle to my car. Then I had to get in my car and drive home. I was exhausted. I don't even know how I'm up at 9 o'clock in the morning right now having this cup of coffee. I don't even know how this is even possible. So that's that part of the journey. Now, the hotel we stayed at was called the Jamaica Palace. I've been trying to figure out this name because there was 3 hotels back to each other. Beautiful hotels. You know what? This was probably, I will say this The resort that we stayed at was immaculate and clean. It was clean. The bathrooms were clean. You know, to have all these people running around there, they kept the bathrooms immaculate, clean. The food was excellent. Our room was continuously clean. They cleaned it in the morning and came back in the afternoon, cleaned it the second time. I'm trying to see if I can get y'all the name of this hotel. If you ever go there, Rebooked Palace, Jamaica. Yeah, Rebooked, R-I-U, the Rebooked Palace, Jamaica, in Montego Bay, Jamaica. It was clean, immaculate. They were mopping everything: the tile, the pool, the tile around the pool, the outdoor, the hallways, everything. They from sun up to sundown. There were people in there cleaning, dusting, sweeping. If somebody spilled a drink, it was up within minutes. You got a large group of people coming to this hotel. There was no children. This was an adults only resort. That's kind of important to understand because there was a lot of adult things going on at this resort. I'm gonna have to do this as a separate video. This video is getting kind of long. But those reviews are known for black swingers, you know. So when I got there, I met couples, and I met a lot of folks, and they were there for some type of swingers event or something similar to that. So a lot of black men and women, it was all black folks. There were a few white, sprinkling white folks. I mean, it was all black folks at this damn place. Now, I've heard about swingers. I know that life. I'm not familiar with that lifestyle. I have heard of it, and I understand how that goes. Swingers are couples who have sex with other couples or other people. Them women running around that hotel were half naked from sun up to sundown. When you as you were walking through the hotel in the evening time, you could hear people having sex. You could hear it inside their rooms. You know what the sounds of sex sound like. We ain't children. I be walking by. Walking somewhere down the road, right over here doing it too. What is that? All night long. So they had a bar that was open 24 hours a day, 24 hours at this particular, and they have food all night. So I would get hungry at nighttime. I'm gonna give me something to eat. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. There was some shit going on at nighttime. All I can say, these particular hotels are known. I never do this, so I start talking to people, and some people come there every year. One guy said he comes out there every year, and he stays for 2 and 3 weeks. When I was talking to him, he asked me, he said, "Man, did you bring any condoms?" I ran out of condoms. I said, I'm thinking to myself, I'm glad you used some condoms. I said, you can find some condoms anyway. They said, there's a couple of drugstores across the street, and you can walk over there and get you some condoms. So you can find some condoms close by, because I had walked across the street. There was a pharmacy over there. I said, you can go find you some condoms. I said, I didn't bring any condoms. I'm like, no. And I'm listening to him. And these were some very attractive guys and women. And there's an old saying, don't bring sand to the beach. And there was a married couple there that I got to know. They're from New York. Now, her husband was very attractive. Muscular guy. The women was chasing his ass all over the place. And she seemed to have a problem with all this, his wife. And, you know, if you're not a person who, maybe she didn't know what type of resort it was when she got there. I'm not too sure. But let me just say this, their husband was all over the place. talking now. I was peeping his game. He's running from woman to woman. He's everywhere. And I could tell his wife was kind of irritated. They had a pool. They had a couple of pools there. And the main pool where everybody, with the swimming part, that's where all the activity was going on. Nothing crazy. It was an interesting black swingers, is all I can say. They exist. The Ryu in Jamaica, them people came from all over the United States. There were a lot of people there. I mean, this one guy, I just happened to bump into his elevator, and I took him outside. We were talking about working out. And he was like, man, how much pussy have you got since you've been here? And I didn't want to inform him none, because I'm allergic to pussy. But I didn't say that. I just kind of laughed. But he said, oh man, I don't fuck so many bitches. I said, oh, you came by yourself? He said, oh yeah, I'd never come here with a female companion. He's like, oh no, there's too much pussy here. He said, you see all the women? I said, I saw all the women. There were more women there than men. A lot of women. I would say probably about 4 women for every guy at that resort. There were a lot of guys there, though. There were a lot of them. He's like, man, I ain't got so much pussy. He said, I might get some breakfast. I'm gonna grab some breakfast, and I'm gonna rest for a second. And I'm going back. I'm meeting this other chick. I'm going here. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. A lot of activity going on at that damn place. And of course, there was the invites. We having guests over at our room tonight. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's our room number about 11 or 12. I mean, I'd be asleep by 11 or 12. That's I'm going to get something to eat from that damn bar down there, or a drink. I look at the people, and then women were aggressive as hell. Ooh, you couldn't get from one side of that resort to the next without the women stopping you, asking 1,000,002 questions. It was very interesting, I'll say that. Ryu Jamaica Palace. So it's 3 of them in a row. Ryu Reggae. There's the Reggae Ryu Jamaica Palace and the Ryu something. There's a larger one on the end. But you can go from resort to resort. You can go between the 3 resorts. You also saw them crowds of people running between those resorts. When the sun went down, it was on and popping. So they was coming out them rooms left and right. It was so hot during the daytime. Black folks, they ain't it's hot out there. Black folks in their room under the air conditioning doing God knows what. But when that sun went down, they were out. And then women were aggressive as hell. Yes, they were. You be sitting by yourself, and next thing you know, 3 women run over there to you. Oh, what's going on over here? Where you from? What room you at? What you doing later? I guess they kind of figured that after a while, because they saw me and the guy I was with, we were together most of the time. They were like, This one lady came up to me, she said, Now my other friend, they really went after his ass. I could tolerate this crap, but then when I'm coming out, I say, excuse me for a second, I have to take care of something. But he would entertain them crazy women. They let him go on several occasions. They want some dick. They then flew in from Houston and all these different places to celebrate birthday. Them brothers down there was tearing them pussies up. They were woof. Them guys said one guy said, oh my God, I've never seen nothing like this before. He said, I will be here every year. Or that one guy, he said he comes and stays 3 weeks. He spends his whole vacation there 3 weeks at a time. He just stays there. But it was a nice resort. Very clean. I mean, I ain't never seen a resort this clean. That place was spotless. They were changing stuff, fixing stuff. Even in our room, when we would leave, I would come back and I noticed not only that they had cleaned and that things were. We didn't even have to tell them that something was broke. They fixed it. They just came in, started doing just regular maintenance. At one point, the back door that goes to the patio, I was having trouble closing. I just kind of rammed it closed, and I guess they realized it was a problem. They came and fixed it up. That's how they fixed it. Yeah. It was quite a sight, I must say. There was a lot going on at that resort. Alright, I just came back to conclude the video because it was way too long on my computer and froze up. Today is Saturday, is August 12th, the year is 2023. I'm going to go up here and shave. I can see I'm kind of rough here. The last 2 days I was just trying to get the hell out of Jamaica. I couldn't get trying to get home. I enjoyed Jamaica. Stayed there a day longer than anticipated. That day long was a little bit rougher because by that time I was out of shaving cream and everything. I'm going to come back and conclude the video. I enjoyed the resort, had a great time in Jamaica, great food, beautiful weather. It was hot as hell out there. Ooh, it was hot. But anyway, let me get this over so I can go get shaved. It's about 9:20 in the morning. Today is Saturday. It is August the 12th, the year 2023. I'm out. I'm glad to be home and alive. I'm looking at the situation that happened out there in Hawaii, and all the people were killed out there. Over close to 100 people. Some people out there on vacation and will not be coming home. So the little delay at the airport was minor in the scheme of things because it could have been much worse. You know, so some people went out to a beautiful vacation in Hawaii and they're not going to be coming back home. They got caught up in that fire that has killed close to 100 people in Hawaii. But anyway, I'm glad to be home. No issues, no problem. I just need to shave, basically. And, rest up and continue moving forward. Today is Saturday. It's August 12th. It's 2023. I'm out. I'm happy to be home. You all have a beautiful and gorgeous Saturday.